Hi everyone, welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Shea, and if you're new here, I've been living in Bologna, Italy, where I've been studying Italian for a year and a half now. I make videos about language learning and also my life here in Italy, so if that interests you, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a video. In today's video, I want to talk about my Italian progress. I'd also like to touch on some differences between studying at home by yourself, which is what I did before coming to Italy, versus actually living in the country and speaking the language every day. And I'll also share some of the ways you can practice the language at home without actually having to live abroad like me. Overall, my Italian level has progressed tremendously since moving to Italy, and here are a few reasons why. I use Italian every day in my day-to-day life, going to the store, ordering at restaurants, making appointments over the phone, which is super scary. I hate talking on the phone in Italian still, it still scares me, but I get practice pretty much every day. Second, I also found Italian friends to practice with, which is something I really tried to do early on, so that way I'd be able to get practice speaking in normal conversations that you would have just day to day and not just within the classroom. And speaking of school, of course, I attend a language program here, so it gives me that organized structure to be going to class every day and getting hours of Italian practice with grammar or even conversation practice as well inside of a classroom environment. And I also read books and watch TV series in Italian, so that is a way that you can incorporate things that you enjoy doing into your language studying routine. So with all of these things together, obviously my Italian level has really progressed a lot faster than it was when I was only studying every so often back at home. I wasn't studying necessarily every day because life gets in the way, you have work, you have school, you have other things, and it can be hard to set aside time to actually study a language. Whereas here, I'm fully immersed in Italian every day, like I said. And while I have made a lot of progress here, I don't think it's impossible to self-study a language at home. I think there are a lot of ways that you can learn if you're disciplined, if you stay motivated, but I do think that getting speaking practice is the hardest part of studying at home by yourself. And before moving to Italy, I definitely wanted to make sure I had at least some speaking practice, and my favorite way to practice that was by using italki. I have mentioned them in previous videos, and I'm super excited to say that they have sponsored the video for today. italki is a fantastic way to practice conversational skills with real native speakers. A lot of us who self-study at home focus on reading, writing, grammar especially, and often forget or are a little too scared to actually practice speaking. As someone who has used italki for years now, I can guarantee you that it's been extremely helpful for me, and it should definitely be a part of your study routine. With over 150 language options, italki is a great way to get one-on-one lessons, and you can work with your teacher to structure your lessons. You can ask them to work on grammar exercises or meet with them simply for conversation practice. The teachers are all certified native speakers, and you get to pay per lesson, so there's no sort of subscription commitment. But if you're like me and you want to stick to a routine, I found it really helpful to schedule lessons every week. That way you can stay committed and consistent. I always thought that having a language tutor would be really expensive, and that was not in my budget when I was trying to learn a language at home. But one of the reasons I really love italki is that lessons start from $5. Once you browse through the teachers and find one that you think is a good fit for you, you can choose from different durations for the lessons. For example, when I first started out, I only did 30 minutes because after 30 minutes, my brain was so tired. Now that I can handle longer lessons, it's really fun to chat with my tutor and have her help me continuously grow to an advanced level. In fact, let's take a look at my most recent lesson so you can get a preview of what it's really like to take an italki lesson with a tutor.
Come stai?
Bene, bene, tu?
Bene.
Ho studiato durante la pandemia, quindi ho fatto tutto online. Sì.
Wow, ti volevi imparato da sola?
Sì, ma sono migliorato quando sono trasferita qui a Bologna.
E qual è stata la serie TV che ti è piaciuta più di tutte in italiano?
Mi piace molto Scam Italia.
Wow. A me tantissimo, più le prime stagioni delle ultime, ma molto bella.
Sì.
Ti ha aiutata a Scam?
Sì, all'inizio era un po' difficile perché l'accento è romano e a volte è un po' difficile capire.
Ti piace più Bologna o Roma?
Adesso Bologna.
A me,
Sì.
io vivo a Roma,
Ah, ok, adesso vivi a Roma. Ah, ok.
Sì, vivo a Roma. E amo Bologna, quindi capito.
Sì. Sì, perché per me è più tranquilla, è piccola ma non troppo piccola perché c'è sempre qualcosa da fare qui. If you're looking to get some practice with a native speaker, or you're looking to improve to a more advanced speaking level, click the link in the description below to level up your language learning journey. Plus, if you buy $10 of italki credit, you'll get $5 in credit for free to use for your first lesson if you use my exclusive promo code. But do it quick because the discount is only available for the first 50 users. I know people are usually always nervous to talk with native speakers, but I've met a lot of really supportive and encouraging tutors on italki, and I promise once you do your first lesson, you'll be so confident and really motivated to start booking your next lessons. Once I finished my first lesson, I was so excited that I went to book lessons for the next few weeks. So definitely don't wait, click on the link in the description below to get started right now. Speaking of making progress, sometimes it's hard to notice, especially if you aren't setting goals or tracking them in some way. But after over a year here, I've decided to reflect on some of the ways that I've noticed progress within my own language learning journey. First, I've successfully made phone calls to make appointments to see apartments, make restaurant reservations, schedule doctor's appointments, set up internet and utilities at my apartment, things like that, which, yes, they are very difficult, especially trying to understand over the phone. But that is something I definitely could not have done when I first got here. So that's huge progress for me. Another thing is that I've had full conversations with waiters while I've been solo traveling, because usually they always ask me how I speak Italian, and we talk a little bit about my life here, why I'm here, how long I've been studying, and it's always very exciting to be able to have just a casual conversation with someone. And a lot of times it's ended up with me getting free food, so that's always a plus as well. Another way I've noticed progress is successfully using congiuntivo when speaking, which is something that not always goes flawlessly. Sometimes I use it correctly, sometimes I don't, and I'm still learning. But there have been times where I'm using it in a conversation and quietly within my head I'm like, yes, I did it. But it's still very difficult. And I've also been able to have lunches or dinners with my Italian friends and speak in Italian the whole time. So I'll do aperitivo with some of my Italian friends, and we talk for maybe 2 hours or more together fully in Italian, which is something that if I thought about doing that when I first got here, my brain would be absolutely fried. So the fact that I'm able to do that now, I'm very, very proud of that. And I'm proud that I'm able to follow the conversation and respond. Of course, I still make mistakes, or I have to ask my friend for a word or a translation of something. It's not without flaws, but it's something that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do like a year ago. I've also had dreams in Italian, which is happening more recently actually. I've been having a lot of dreams in Italian, and when I wake up and I remember the dream, I think back and I'm like, wait, I realized I was dreaming that in Italian, or I was having a conversation with someone in the dream in Italian, or had like a monologue in my head in Italian. So that is also something that is very interesting to experience. And then finally, I also finished 5 books in Italian within the past year, which if you were following my videos previously, you would know that there was one book I had been reading in Italian for like over a year, mainly because I wasn't really good about committing to reading a certain amount every week or every month. But to be able to get through all of these books within a year, for me, is a huge accomplishment. I am usually very hard on myself when it comes to my Italian level and my progress, but if you're feeling discouraged, make a point to look back and note some things like this, because even just doing this for myself made me realize I really have come a long way, and it has really helped me stay motivated and feel positive about the progress that I'm making, and not only focus on the things that I still don't know. In terms of an actual level, because a lot of people ask me, what exact level are you at now? When I came to Italy, I was at about an A2 level, nearing B1, within the grammar topics that I understood. Speaking level, probably A2. Now I can confidently say that I'm at a B2 level, and I've even studied basically all of the C1 grammar topics within school, but I don't feel fully confident to use all of them perfectly, or there are definitely still some topics in conversations that I don't really know all the vocabulary words for, and I still struggle. So I would say B2 confidently at a speaking level, but I have studied some of those more advanced grammar topics that you'd find within C1. So I still have a lot of work to do, but remember, language learning is a marathon, not a sprint, and I know that I'm in it for life, basically, so I know that I have a long way to go. My plan for now is to continue reading books in Italian, watching TV series, talking with my friends, using things like italki, and reviewing some difficult grammar topics in school. Having all of these different study methods will help you stay motivated and also interested in the language that you're learning, because remember, you want to incorporate things that you actually enjoy doing. If you'd like to see more of my progress, maybe this is the first video of mine that you're watching, I have made full videos in Italian so you can hear me speaking Italian and see my Italian videos from a while ago versus now that I've been living in Italy, and you can definitely, at least I can hear the difference for sure. You can get a better sense of the improvement that I've made. That is all for today. Remember to click the link in the description below to check out italki, and remember, you could get started today with a lesson for as little as $5. And remember to do it quick, because only the first 50 people will get that extra $5 in credit to use for your first lesson. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and I will see you all very soon. Ciao!